I spent a lot of hours and weeks and months, decades actually, reading those verses over and over. Do not worry, do not be anxious. But I never could figure out exactly how do you do that. And then one day, almost 4 years ago, a brain surgeon looked at my husband and I and said, your husband has a very aggressive terminal form of brain cancer. He's got 12 to 15 months at most, and there's not a lot we can do about it. I couldn't even sit and read my Bible, or I was so consumed with just taking care of him. All I could manage was, I pulled out my little book of Jesus Calling, and one day it said something about ask God if that is on today's agenda. When you're given a diagnosis like this, you suddenly find yourself on the fast track of a never-ending stream of phone calls and doctors and appointments, and you don't even have time to think. All you can do is try to get through what's right in front of you that day. I heard somebody say, when we finally come to the end of ourselves, that's when God can finally break through and we hear what He's been trying to teach us. And it wasn't until I came to the end of myself that I could finally hear what He's trying to tell me. God says that He will give us what we need for that day. And if I look ahead to scary things that might happen, one of the reasons they seem so scary is because I'm looking at it through today's mercy and today's strength. I have this little pack of cards with verses that I wrote, and that's what I read multiple times a day. I will not fear, even though, the mountains fall into the sea, and and it doesn't ever say, now that I look back, it doesn't ever say that I'll keep the mountains from falling into the sea, and I'll keep things from happening to you, and I'll make your path smooth and straight. He never said that. But He said over and over and over again, I am holding you by your right hand. Do not be afraid. And 4 years later, Clark is still here. And right now, his brain scans are clear. He's learning how to play the piano. He's jogging and walking every day. And we've been given more time than anybody ever thought that we would ever have. And for that, I'm thankful. And I didn't see that coming either.